1. Discovery. Terrifying anthropologists. Scientists just found 4,400 preserved ancient human brains that shouldn't exist, and they're forcing us to rewrite everything we thought we knew about human remains. For centuries, we've been told that soft tissue-like brains decay rapidly after death. Medical examiners, forensic scientists, and archaeologists all operate on this fundamental principle. The brain is among the first organs to decompose, typically liquefying within days of death. But a shocking new discovery has turned this conventional wisdom on its head. Researchers have documented thousands of preserved human brains from archaeological sites around the world, some dating back thousands of years. These aren't just dried-out husks. Many retain recognizable structures and even cellular details that, according to everything we thought we knew, should have disappeared millennia ago. This discovery isn't just surprising scientists, it's terrifying them. It challenges core assumptions about human decomposition, archaeological preservation, and even our understanding of what happens to us after death. Chapter 1. The Impossible Archive. It started with a single database that nobody expected to grow very large. In early 2024, a team of researchers began cataloging instances of preserved brains found at archaeological sites. They expected to document perhaps a few dozen rare cases, unusual exceptions, where perfect conditions had somehow preserved these delicate organs. What they found instead shocked them. The database quickly swelled to include over 4,400 preserved ancient human brains discovered across the globe, from bog bodies in Denmark to desert burials in Peru, from frozen remains in Siberia to waterlogged graves in medieval Europe. Preserved brains were turning up everywhere. "We were stunned by the numbers," said Dr. Alexandra Morton Hayward, the bioarchaeologist who led the study. "This isn't supposed to happen. Brain tissue is primarily fat and water. It should be among the first things to decompose after death, yet here they were. Thousands of brains that had somehow survived centuries or even millennia. Some appeared shrunken and leathery. Others maintained their original shape and texture, and a few were so well preserved they still contained recognizable neural structures. If you're enjoying this exploration of shocking archaeological discoveries, make sure to hit subscribe so you don't miss our upcoming videos on the most terrifying findings from human history. Chapter 2. The Belgian Churchyard Mystery. Among the most disturbing examples in the database is a 1,000-year-old brain excavated from a Belgian churchyard. Unlike most preserved brains that appear dried and shrunken, this specimen remains soft and wet, as though it had been removed from the skull just weeks ago, rather than a millennium in the past. The brain tissue is stained a vivid orange from iron oxides in the soil, giving it an almost surreal appearance. When we first uncovered it, several team members refused to believe what they were seeing, said Dr. Morton Hayward. "It simply shouldn't be possible for brain tissue to remain in this condition after so many centuries." What makes this particular find so unsettling is that the burial conditions weren't exceptional. The body wasn't mummified, frozen, or subjected to any known preservation technique. It was a standard Christian burial in ordinary soil, conditions under which brain tissue should have completely disappeared within weeks of interment. Yet there it was, challenging everything archaeologists and forensic scientists thought they understood about human decomposition. Chapter 3. The Chemical Puzzle. The terrifying implications of these findings extend beyond archaeology into forensic science and our understanding of death itself. According to the research team, the brains may owe their surprising durability to their unique chemical makeup. The human brain contains high concentrations of polyunsaturated fatty acids that, under certain conditions, can undergo a process called saponification, essentially turning into a soap-like substance that resists further decomposition. What's disturbing about this is that it suggests human remains preserve in ways we never anticipated, explained Dr. Morton Hayward. This has profound implications for forensic science, where time-since-death calculations often rely on assumptions about how quickly brain tissue decomposes. The findings suggest that current methods for determining how long a body has been dead may be fundamentally flawed in some circumstances. Cases that seemed straightforward might need to be reconsidered, and some cold cases might contain preserved evidence that investigators never thought to look for. Chapter 4. Rewriting the archaeological record. Perhaps most shocking is how these findings might force us to re-examine countless archaeological sites excavated over the past century. For generations, archaeologists have been trained not to expect brain preservation, said Dr. Julian Rowe, a paleopathologist not involved in the study. This means we've potentially overlooked or misidentified preserved brain tissue at thousands of excavations worldwide. In many cases, archaeologists encountering unusual material inside ancient skulls might have assumed it was sediment, mineral deposits, or some other substance, never considering it could be preserved brain tissue. Some may have discarded this material without proper analysis, unknowingly destroying valuable evidence about ancient health, diet, and even causes of death. The research team suggests that many museum collections likely contain unrecognized brain tissue that was collected but misidentified. They're now calling for a systematic re-examination of human remains in museum collections worldwide, using modern techniques to identify previously overlooked brain tissue. Chapter 5. The disturbing implications. Beyond the scientific implications, these findings raise unsettling philosophical questions about death and decay. For centuries, humans have taken comfort in the idea that after death, our bodies, and particularly our brains, the seat of our identity, return to the earth. The discovery that brains can persist for millennia challenges this fundamental conception of mortality. There's something deeply unsettling about the idea that the physical structure that once held your thoughts, memories, and personality might still exist, largely intact, thousands of years after your death, noted Dr. Eliza Thornton, a bioethicist consulted by the research team. The findings also raised difficult questions about the ethics of studying these remains. If brain tissue can preserve this well, how much of a person's neural structure, the physical basis of their mind, might still be intact? While no one suggests ancient preserved brains retain any function, the question of how we should treat these remains becomes more complex when we consider they once contained someone's consciousness. What's clear is that this discovery forces us to reconsider fundamental assumptions about human remains, archaeological practices, and even our understanding of death itself. As researchers continue to study these impossibly preserved brains, they're not just learning about the past, they're rewriting what we thought we knew about the very nature of human mortality. To watch the latest on how early humans lived, click this video here.